Welcome in, my friends. It is I, Daizo. He did it again, which means I get to do it again. Okay, let's cut the garbage. Before you are like, oh, you announced like 10 projects. Where are they? And I hear you. But also remember I said this. If I can even get 1 or 2 of them out, I would feel so free. See, 1. I got 1 done. This is the one. The secret project. It released on Valentine's Day, a game about killing and slaughtering. Tease XO, go play it. Outside of that, yeah, this video is gonna be a little more chaotic, and probably not edited nearly as nicely. So here's all the major projects I finished. One Day the Sadness Will End is a Jump Team production released to like 0 audience. I think it's telling when my videos on Chocolate Island 24 are more known than the entirety of the rest of the hack. Ugh, I mean, I feel pretty bad about that actually. I did do a one-off Let's Play of it on January, playing the level made for me specifically. It was a very fun level. Ampersand did a great job on it. Anyway, play the hack. Some stuff is above my skill level, but you'll have some fun with it. I just mentioned Tease XO, but in all seriousness, this is one of the hacks I mentioned wanting to get released during the last recap. It's about Mute from Super Mario The After Years after a failed mission to save another kingdom. He turns to darkness as the result of someone he's lost, and takes it out on his own kingdom. The hack is split into 3 sections and features 2 bosses. Give it a try. You Are Just a Blue Switch is a contest entry that pretty much explains its premise by itself. It won first place, and considering that version had borked hitboxes, that has to mean something. The definitive edition contains 2 additional endings, one with a super boss. Give it a go. Then we get to My Luigi Force Alt Open Beta. 12 bosses, multiple animated cutscenes, many new custom sprites, and all powered by an on-off mechanic, control of your shoulder buttons. There are a few issues with the open beta, but I say it's still worth going through. Give it a test. There is finally a limited hour contest with a good theme called the 48 hours of Sumaru Contest 16. Why am I mentioning I made an entry for this? Well, it's because I also got first place with this one. So, not only did I get first place in questionable level design contest, remember Blue Switch, but I also get gold on this contest. Trust me guys, I don't win all the time. Wink, wink. Also in September, I released an essay video talking about the hack that introduces the modern retry system. Essay videos seemed fun to make, especially if I edited these similarly to my 2024 recap and some of my Daizo Discuss varieties. My first one had to be something that I was decently knowledgeable of, and one that I am passionate about, so talking about janked out Mario Party seemed fun. Check it out. Throughout the entire year, I made 15 Daizo Discuss variety videos, though some of these subjects got part 2s, which added up to 18. These are just videos that allow me to talk about whatever comes to mind, though some of these I wanted to make special, like episodes 5, 10, and 15. Some of these actually ended up being fairly informal, like episode 6 with the Twitch nonsense. But I think the most notable one is my completely wild speculation of there being a new Donkey Kong on the horizon with episode 1, months before DK Bonanza was announced. I knew the amount of DK stuff releasing around that time was suspicious. If you just want to hear me ramble and have loot footage in the background, maybe with some editing involved, I would check this series out. Anyway, while I can't say much, I released another hack in Chocolate Level Design Contest to nobody's shock, and if you played even the second of it, you can tell it's me. My entry is simply known as LGFTGS, or Entry 34, so go play it. It's got some decent fun with it. In December, I released my second video essay about the perchance boss fight. You know the one. I did this video to celebrate the original showcase, getting 50,000 views. It's a video that not only talks about the battle, but also my history of designing these before I got that elusive DM. Go check it out. Oh, speaking of bosses, I started an adaptation of the infamous Deltarune boss fight. Spoilers, by the way, for the very end of Chapter 3. Skip here if you want to find out for yourself. Anyway, I made my own Roaring Knight boss in Super Mario World. I even did the song, too, showcasing it on Christmas Day. But, yeah, so I started it, and so far I have about 5 attacks planned. I'm not going to adapt every single attack from Roaring Knight. There are going to be some surprises to look out for. Stay tuned for the full showcase video sometime this year, I hope. Finally, the most, humbling events that occurred at Boxing Day, the day immediately after releasing my Deltarune port, is the fact I got last place. It was with an original track I composed intended for a theoretical extra Super Mario World submap. There are quite a few fans of this track, but let's be honest, no one's looking at getting last place and taking it lightly. I got pretty disheartened. But, if we want to look at it positively, the sheer spite I felt fueled me to create more music than ever, and hush hush spoilers, I wrote a few tracks for the upcoming Anna's Treasure Trove, and they might be some of the most experimental tracks I've written, so get excited. I did say I didn't win all the time, didn't I? Alright, so that's all the major happenings. Maybe there was 1 or 2 things I missed, who knows? I'm gonna list off all the stuff that I mentioned last year. I'll just say the ones that have no progress in the lightning round, and to be honest, these I kinda threw it in to remind you all that I got zillions of stuff going on. No progress on Silo, no progress on Bill's Adventure DX, no progress in Law & Order, although we talked about briefly about our plans on this Daizo Discuss Variety episode. Now let's talk in depth about the other ones starting from the least to most progressed. Alpha Sphere 2 had like a song or 2 composed, but otherwise it didn't really get anywhere. Look, I'm humoring the idea of redoing a lot of assets from the original game, and adding some content with the prequel. So, add those to my bucket list. P-Switch has hosted the entire story rewritten for the 5th time, and progress on my Luigi Force Alt allows me to use the same evolved VDF cutscene tool to be used to make new cutscenes with this hack. So while no direct work on the P-Switch ROM, progress was made. Also, composing and pouring one song does help, which also allows me to further tweak the story to be more narratively satisfying. At least to me. Codename Replay has more work done on the soundtrack, and one of the bosses has real progress done to it. No work on the Ultra ROM, however. Alright, the next 2 has some work done to them. Well, I would say that, except Crack's New Cafe has had a few months of work done to it, from some rooms being in development, some songs being composed and poured for it, and the story being written up. Well, I would say that if I didn't fuck it up. I was on call with one of the developers, hoping to get some further work done, so I was trying to assemble a base ROM. But while I was selecting what exact files I wanted to send, my computer randomly decided to duplicate each file, so then I deleted the incomplete copies. My computer did not delete the copies. They deleted the original files. Even the Lure Magic backup, so I lost all progress made starting from March. There's a reason I took off one of the songs from YouTube. Said song, amongst a few others, are entirely lost. And I did try to recover my files. But my external hard drive, and you're gonna immediately cringe when I say this, but my external hard drive is in the exFAT format. Basically, if you delete files in an exFAT format hard drive, it's lost forever. Not even Windows Recovery can restore lost files from that drive. The worst part is, I can't simply reformat it to a format that's not hot garbage without spending around $300-400 on a new hard drive so I can reform that, transfer all the files, and then reformat the old drive for backup usage. All this because my computer interpreted my keyboard pressing incorrectly. Anyway, because of that incident and me being a total dumbass who trusted Lunar Magic's backup features, I'm currently demotivated to continue work on the project for the time being. Luckily, the one song is theoretically the only thing I lost in its entirety. Luckily, I sent a December ROM to Melon Pizza to debug something off of Krakenwolf's animation. That has all the rooms, assembly, graphics, and even songs I lost up to that point. Unfortunately, the boss battle track was made after the fact, so there's no saving it without me just redoing it, which will make it sound slightly different, and I hate pretending I can replicate something again in exact detail. So that one December video is staying unlisted, as I'll upload a more accurate version sometime in the future. This is all to say, yeah, Jack All was made on the hack, even if a lot of it is recoverable. At least one room was definitely made for it since March. Thanks, Jamie. That was probably the longest section in the video, so let's move on to the most developed hack in 2025 that was announced. Granted, I did most of the work in December, which leaks into January because this recap is late. Daizo's Journey Chapter 1, To Rise Above All, has new music, new graphics, a new level, and new enemies. The story also has made further progress. I made it a bit of a goal this year to work on this hack a lot, as it's a project that's fairly solo for this specific chapter. There's just something about working on a project that's given a second chance with the power of hindsight on your back. Not to mention, the soundtrack genuinely excites me to show off over the course of the year, so please stay tuned. Codename Gloam is TXO. It's the one that got finished. LMAO. Before I continue to the next segment, let's talk about the yellow switch in the room. Do not press the yellow switch! Repressed Edition was going to come out in May 2025, and you're probably wondering what even the hell happened. Well, for one thing, all of the endings are being redone, or at least revised. Without spoiling much, two of them are a lot more involved than may have been feature creeped in. The good news is these are the last two things that'll be done before the hack comes out. The issue is I hyped up the hack a lot before seemingly going silent on it. The truth is, other contests and collaborations came up that need my attention, and because my brain is the way it is, I'm very good at working on exactly the things I'm not supposed to work on. Oh, I need to get progress done on P-Switch. Sorry, my brain decided it'd rather compose music for Crack's Do Cafe. Does that sound familiar? But yeah, this is coming out this year. And hopefully soon, because I'm tired of it just sitting in the back burner. The lesson is, do not announce self-imposed deadlines. Ever. You will never make them without an outside force budging it on you. That's why C3s are very good for me. As for that warrior hack, I have no fucking idea. Alright, so now I went through all the hack announcements from last year, let's talk about some other stuff I mentioned. I actually did work on a countdown. It's just not released because I'm still working on it. Top 10 best Daizo levels is actually fairly big and requires a bit of collaborative effort to make it complete. I also only finished 3 of the 10 entries on the list. It was meant to be my 1K subscriber special video, but at this point, it might as well end up being my 2,000 subscriber special video, given how much work has been done for it. But still, I do want to dabble my feet into smaller countdowns, Stuff relating to ROM hacking, but also dabble my feet into the Nintendo space a bit more. Stay tuned. Sadly, no, I didn't work on a review video. I actually had one script in the works very late in development on a hack you are all familiar with, if you've been following me since October. Wink, wink. That's all I'll mention. I actually got a few Let's Plays out. Hallelujah! I started and am on my way to finishing DK Bonanza as it's fully recorded. And I also did a Let's Play of Super Mario SX, Number Zero Iggy's Castle version 3, and a few one-shots like the previously mentioned Sadness hack, a project known as Super Lame World, and a horror hack called The Fugue. Also for fun, I released my entire first playthrough of Deltarune Chapter 1 from 2018, aka the Windows Survey program. You don't need to watch it, but it exists. With those out of the way, let's get to the part of the video you're anticipating to wait a couple of years for, worst case scenario. It's time I announce stuff that'll never come out. But I hope at least one will from this list, and one more will come out from the 2024 list. Let's begin. Oh, these will be a mix of anything that's on my mind, so both videos and ROM hacks will be announced. So... Self-ranking my own stuff seems to be a pretty common trend. Why not go for the big one? I will be ranking the top 15 bosses I made prior to 2026. Where do I think Goldo Badwer will place over Ultimate Hawkmouth, Grian, Baron Bowser, Craig the Rock Castle, Tramius Totenberg, Perchance Mario, and more? Stick around for the ultimate boss killing list to come out. People are tired of waiting, so I'm coming back with a new hack, with a vengeance. All I will say is, the Roaring Knight boss I showed is one of the bosses for this project. Unlike Daizo's Journey, this hack is about things that personally interest me. Stay tuned. Development resumes this year, and hopefully will also release one more kingdom to conquer. Level 6, the Mushroom Kingdom, will be real. World-famous Boxman Tano will return once again in an adventure that is an extension of the original hack. The other versions of the overworld will have more content in store for you all. As for the new Team Jank hack, it's gonna be very familiar to Arak fans. But, wait a minute. How is this connected? I mean, we literally burned the entire universe. I guess you'll have to speculate for yourselves. This video essay will be talking about a subject that I continue to see being incorrectly used across YouTube, but it's a tricky thing to talk about. I'm not the only one involved with the script, and I hope to do the topic justice when it comes out. Stay tuned. I noticed something funny with Samara Road Central's music section. So one day in 2026, a song will drop that fulfills one goal. Let's hope it actually happens. Yellow, blue, green. What kind of hack will be the final one? I wonder. Alright, if I announce any more stuff coming down the pipeline, chances are they may get delayed to 2027. And knowing me, more stuff will come out of the darkness from participating in contests over the course of the year. Like I said, one from 2024 and one from 2025's goals will be achieved. That I can promise. And if I break it, Evil Guy has permission to destroy the world. I literally don't care anymore. I mentioned nothing about Let's Plays, but the final episode, number 0, Iki's Castle, will be out debate on how my current living situation will play out. I only have time to record at night, and if I'm being honest, most days I'm completely exhausted to want to record anything off my microphone. If you guys aren't aware, one of my parents recently went through a hip replacement surgery, and because I live closest to a hospital, they have to stay here. This has drained me of a lot of energy as the result of having next to zero privacy for the past month, and it seems like it's gonna go on until March when the snow melts. That's kind of an odd thing to end the video with, so let's end it with this. If I reach a significant milestone, and I'm talking either one of my videos gets 100k views, I get 2.5k subscribers within the first quarter of the year, or 25 people join my membership called the Tip Jar, it's 99 cents Canadian, aka literally the cheapest option given, I will reveal one of the ROM hack code names. That means I'll be announcing what one of the ROM hack titles actually is. There's also my own personal contest where the deadline is running out. It's the 12 days before Christmas contest, and the deadline is on the 13th. If 9 more people join and submit to the contest, and doesn't intentionally break the rules, the first place winner will receive a custom boss by me. That's all for the 2025 recap. This is Daizo Devon. It's never goodbye. It's always a see you later. Take care, everybody.